for joining me this evening, Thursday, the 17th of March, 2022. Thank you very much once again. How are you? I hope your day has been going very well. I welcome you to Adult Conversations, where we share real life issues and discuss matters relating to the heart. Here on Adult Conversations, you give all the advice by contributing on the subject matter without judging. Adult Conversations on Women Radio runs every Monday through Thursday because we are here to break the culture of silence. So if you have a story you would like us to profile, you want us to bring to Adult Conversations, please send your story along with your name and contact number. Please send your story along with your name and contact number to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Tonight on Adult Conversations, he reports all to his parents. He reports all to his parents. My name is Soomto, 34 and a trader. My husband is 37 and an engineer, married for 4 years with a son. Please, how do I handle a man that reports any issue to his parents? Whenever we have a little misunderstanding, he goes running to his parents, who tend to call me and caution me. My husband is the only son, and this has been the pattern in our house. It's becoming frustrating. How do I handle this? Simba is speaking tonight. She's 34. She's a trader. Her husband is 37. He's an engineer. They've been married for 4 years and they have a son. Her husband is an only son of his parents. And Simba is saying he reports all their issues, without exception, all their issues to his parents. Every time they have a little misunderstanding, he goes running to his parents, he tells them everything, and then they call Simbo, and then they start talking to her and cautioning her. She's saying this has been the pattern in their house, and it's becoming frustrating. So her question tonight is, how do I handle this? How do I handle this? That's the question. So the number to call to give advice to Simba tonight is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also send a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Anywhere you are in the world, you can also listen via the website www.wfm917.com. That's the website, www.wfm917.com. So please, when you call in, please make sure to turn down the volume of your radio. It's important that when you do that, we can hear you clearly and that we can have a smooth flow of conversation. No unnecessary interference or feedback or disturbing sounds when we're talking, because you have successfully turned down the volume of your radio. But if you don't do that, then we have all that back and forth and we can't even hear each other clearly. So please make sure to turn down the volume of your radio. Also, when you call in, please make sure that you keep your advice to a minimum. Please keep it short, simple, and constructive. Please, short, simple, and constructive. You call, go straight to the point, hang up so that the next person can call in. I plead with you. We need to keep the conversation moving. We need to keep the conversation moving. So please just keep it short, simple, and constructive. Thank you very much. Also, the group chat is still open. The Adult Conversations Family group chat is very much open. You can always go on there and leave comments as we go on in the program. But if you're not on the Adult Conversations Family platform and you want to join, all you need to do is send your information, and that's your name and contact number. Send your name and contact number via WhatsApp. Send your name and contact number via WhatsApp to indicating interest in joining the group to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537, and you'll be added on to the group. All right, we'll be taking messages off the Adult Conversations group chat first, as always. And tonight we're beginning with Francis from Ibafo. Francis from Ibafo is saying, Good evening to everyone in the house. Happy weekend in advance. Tonight's matter is very simple. He is the man of the house. He should be able to handle the crisis in the family without informing third party. I've seen a lot of men who have misunderstandings with their wives in the house, and he was able to put his family in order without anybody coming in to settle their dispute. My advice for you tonight is that you should continue talking to your husband, not to report everything that happens in the house to his mother. That's very wrong. Also, put your family in prayer, and God will sort things out in your family. And that's coming from Francis from Ibafu. Chinwe from Ejbo is saying, good evening, lady. Maintain peace in your home. He's the only son and mommy's pet. I'm sure you knew that before marrying him. It is through showing him love that you could stop him from frequenting his parents' house. And that's from Chinwe from Ejbo. Um, Somebody else is saying something here, but I can't see your name and where you're texting from. Kalawale is saying, good evening, all. If you're married to him, report to your pastor or imam. Don't fight him. Elijah from Surulere is saying, hello, house, and happy weekend. I'm sure we had a great day. Whosoever we have, okay, let me take that again. Whosoever has decided to create the dance should not be surprised when he is being included. Madam Simbo, handle it appropriately without being frustrated. And probably him being the only child, it's something you should adjust to by now. Try and work on those little misunderstandings by avoiding it. Besides, you should know him more than anyone now. Show him so much love he can't get anywhere else. God bless your home. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. And please keep the messages coming in. Please keep the messages coming in, and we'll make sure to read them live on the air. It is 26 minutes past the hour of 9 on Your Women Radio, WFM 91.7. We're profiling the story of Sumbo this evening. She's 34, she's a trader. Her husband is 37, he's an engineer. They've both been married for 4 years and they have a son. The issue here is her husband is an only son of his parents. And so whenever they have a little misunderstanding, he goes running to them to report every single thing. And this makes his parents call her and start cautioning her. And this has been the pattern in their house. Some boy is saying it's becoming frustrating. How do I handle this? So what is your advice and what do you ask? What is your expectation or what is your advice? Let me just stick with advice. What is your advice for Sumbo? What are you asking that she does and how does she handle this situation? The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 You can also send a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Being an only child, does that really mean that this is how he should be acting? Does that really mean that this is how he should be acting? Isn't there any other way around conflict resolution than reporting to your parents? Hello, good
Hello,
evening.
my name is Jonah
Hello, Jonah. Where are you calling from?
from Makodi.
From where?
Makodi.
From Makadi. Okay. Thank you, Jonah. Thank you for calling. What's your advice to
25
Sumbo?
years. I'm 25 years. I married to a girl in 20 years.
Okay, hold on, Jonah. Jonah, you're telling me your story now, but we're
Yes,
already on one story. We're on one
yes.
story. So what you do for me is you send me your story. Send that story you're about to tell me now. Send it in a text or a WhatsApp message. Send that story in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Hello, good evening.
Maybe
Good evening. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
this is Yomi from Ikorodu.
You're me from Ikorodu. Is this your first time calling?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. What's the advice for
Yeah,
Sumbo?
yeah. My advice goes to that lady first. Actually, I've attended a seminar that let me say, the lecturer said that type of marriage, we call it feeding bottle marriage. And it's not the fault of that man. The man was actually trained, you know, somebody who is the only child, or let me say the only son of the family. Mommy always loves such a person. And vice versa too. If it is a lady or the only girl in the house. So once the lady knew already, I mean the wife now, the only thing to win the husband is love. Then in that love, when it comes to conversation between the husband and the love, that is where constructively, let me put it in that way, that she will now begin to tell her husband, darling, this is what you are doing, and it's always hurting me. Anywhere I've offended you, please forgive me. But whenever I offend you, talk to me directly before you take our matter out. In the first place, third party is not even good. It has happened between me and my wife. In fact, this one she was even taking me to my pastor. So, in fact, in the first place, that got me angry because before you take my matter out, you're supposed to talk to me by one-on-one. You should let me know. We will talk it out. It is when I disagree with you that you can say, okay, because I'm close to my pastor, you can now talk to my pastor so that my pastor will not talk to me. So in such a case, let her, instead of, because if she approach her husband in negative way, or in a way that is not constructive, that thing will keep escalating. The husband will take it to the family.
Okay. Thank you very much, Yomi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Yomi is our first caller for tonight that got to speak, and he's saying that Sumbo should not be confrontational about it, negatively confrontational about it. Rather, she should show him a lot of love, and then she should let him know that what he's doing is hurting her and she doesn't like it, and then plead with him to stop this and making him understand that the presence of any third party in their marriage is not healthy. So, what is your advice for Sumbo? What do you think she can do, and how do you think she can handle it? This is Women Radio WFM 91, and this is still Adult Conversations.
After a day of work, full of deadlines, computers, ringing phones, it's time to relax.
You're tuned in to Women Radio 91.7.
My better people better don't land. Ives Medicare HMO now one of that ogbonge health maintenance organization where our government stamp giddy for health insurance matter. My country people, why you go sick before you cover yourself? What if money no day when you fall sick? Ives Medicare HMO get better health plan and benefit for organized private sector, schools, communities, and even private individuals and families. Ives Premium for all their plans, they pocket friendly. Now shikini money. Ives Hospital Network now all over Naija. They fit help you arrange treatment for Obodo Ibo. Their head office now number 2 Osho Street, Okpebi Link Bridge, off Okpebi Road, Ikeja, Lagos. For more information, call 080-93-555-863 or 080-3263-9058. Ives Medicare, health protection in your colors.
They keep wondering, say I'm unstoppable. How I'm unstoppable. Some try to slow me down, but I'm undraggable. Yes, I'm undraggable. Every expectation, I meet. Every task is a hit. My success, they retweet. I'm on the Wi-Fi network. Just keep browsing. Search your network, Wi-Fi network. Just keep something. Search your network, Wi-Fi network. Just keep browsing. Search your network, Wi-Fi network. Just keep something. Search your network, Wi-Fi network. Affordable data plan, we are the network. We are the Wi-Fi network. Set on us data. No more wahala. No more data. No more line. So we know what better, let them on them. Just keep browsing. Spectrum the Wi-Fi network. Just keep surfing with Spectrum the Wi-Fi network.
Iléeṣẹ́ rédíò àkọ́kọ́ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà tí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn obìnrin jẹ́ lógún púpọ̀ WFM 91.7 ti gbé àrà titun àti ètò titun wá sí etí ìgbọ́yín o. Ètò yìí ni a pè ní Láwùjọ Obìnrin, níbi tí a ó ti máa gbé àwọn ètò ọlọ́kan òjọ̀kan tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn obìnrin sórí afẹ́fẹ́. A ó máa bá ara wa jíròrò, gbá ara wa níyànjú, a ó sì máa ṣí ara wa létí. Èmi ọ̀rẹ́ yín, ìyáàfin Florence Ọládọ̀tun Àmọ́ ni yóò máa ṣe atọ́kùn ètò yìí. Ẹ tẹ́tí sí wa ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Ajé Monday láti agogo 3 ọ̀sán fún ètò Láwùjọ Obìnrin láti iléeṣẹ́ WFM 91.7. Ètò Láwùjọ Obìnrin á sọ wá di obìnrin rere, ìyàwó rere fún àwọn ọkọ wa, ìyá rere fún àwọn ọmọ wa àti ọmọ Nàìjíríà rere.
Ṣèmi lóbìnrin rere, ṣèmi láwòkọ́ṣe rere láwùjọ obìnrin.
Radio Doctor, your free phone-in health consultation program, every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. brings you health and wellness.
If you're stressed out either at home or at work, or you're having a stressful relationship between either your girlfriend, your fiancé, or your wife, you can have erectile dysfunction.
Call in to get free consultation on health and wellness on 07000 917 917 and 090 256 25455. You can send in questions, cases, and related contributions on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WFM 917. Text and WhatsApp on 070 317 56537. You can listen live online at www.wfm917.com. Radio Doctor, there is a free consultation radio health program on WFM 91.7, the voice of women.
I feel that there's some sort of lack of professionalism in this because we're talking about 100 lives.
Government has to also put in place a structure to make it look like what they have in mind.
How do we stop crime in the society? Because at the end of the day, if a man cannot provide for his wife anymore, he looks for other means. We should arrest Nigerian public.
Yes, Panorama. Mondays through Fridays from 9:15 a.m.
And WFM 91.7 will bring you latest from across Nigeria's political zones, dissecting, discussing, and disagreeing on topical issues of the day. You too can join the conversation by tweeting us at WFM917 with the hashtag Panorama. WFM 91.7, the voice of women.
The big question.
Corruption is, in fact, is increasing more. We never had a snake and whether python and swallow money.
Why?
Everything has increased.
Conversational, controversial, and borderline disruptive. The big question.
Mondays through Fridays at 12:15 p.m. on Your Women Radio WFM 91.7. 22 minutes to 10 on Your Women Radio WFM 91.7. And of course, this is still Adult Conversations, where we share real life issues and discuss matters relating to the heart. Adult Conversations is where we give advice, or where you give advice, actually. You get to give advice on the subject matter without judging. If you're just joining us, welcome to Adult Conversations. Tonight, we're profiling the story of Soomto. Soomto is telling us that she's 35, she's a trader, married for 4 years with a son to her husband, who is 37 and an engineer. Now, her husband is an only child. So anytime they have a little misunderstanding, he runs off to his parents and he tells them everything. And then they call Soomto and start to caution her. Now, she doesn't like this, and it has been going on for a while. She said this is the pattern in their house. And she also said, it's becoming frustrating. How do I handle this? So call in to 07000 917 917 or 7,917 Also make sure to send a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Ziggy. I'm calling you from First Park.
Hello, Ziggy. Hope you had a good day today.
Yeah, I do. But the traffic today was so hectic.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
I'm just even driving in right now.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
All right. On the subject matter, hearing Soomto's story even got me frustrating also. Why? Because I've been married for 12 years now. I have 3 kids, 3 biological children and 1 adopted. And I can tell you that for 12 years, once my wife took our mother outside, I think she cannot tell her experience because it was so bad. Why? Because I'm the kind of person who always like to, whatever the matter is, we can sort it out. We don't involve third party in everything that concerns us. We always try to iron it out, discuss it, trash it. If it warrants for me to apologize, I will apologize. If it warrants for her to apologize, I would mind apology. She will apologize to me. But the day she took it outside, it was something else. So what I'm trying to say here is this. Soomto's story, it breaks my heart. Why? Because no apologies. Her marriage is still a kindergarten marriage. And the guy is not man enough. That's just the truth. He's also the juvenile, not even kindergarten.
So how can she handle this?
How she can handle this is this. She have to sit her husband down and tell her that enough of all this. No disrespect to her husband's parents, okay? But involving a third party in a marriage or in a relationship, I think it's not a good one.
Okay, so let me interject here and point this out. This is additional information from Soomto now, and she's saying that she has spoken to him about this, about him taking their matter always to his parents, and he didn't care and said that they are his family, so he can tell them anything he wants to tell them at any point in time. He didn't care about what she said. He just told her that they are my family, so I can tell them anything at any time. And then I asked if Soomto has a good relationship with his parents, and she said yes, they do. She has a good relationship with them, but they always support their son, which is technically normal for parents to do. But when you're in a marriage, I'm not sure if that's the same way you should view things, particularly if your son is always bringing their matter to you. So I just needed to add that to what you were saying earlier.
Believe you me, I share her pains. Because the child is involved and the husband is not obliging her own advice. Let me not just use the word that is to enter my head.
No, please don't.
But she will try hard, okay? She will try hard. Try to talk to this guy. This is a third party for crying out loud. And they have privacy. Okay, what about if Soomto start taking her own matter to her own parents and the two families now began to crash? So how will he feel it?
Okay, so basically your advice is for her to talk to him. I said, so basically your advice is for her to talk to him and try to make him see reason why he should stop doing this.
Yeah, you have to talk to him because Soomto also is coming from somewhere.
Right.
Okay?
Thank you,
if she decides to take the matter to her own family and the two families began to crash and her own family began to side her, so how will the guy feel? This guy should just know that this is a matter between both of them. They have to trash it. Okay?
Thank you.
Involving a third party will not help matters.
Thank you very much.
Going to pastor, going to this, going to that, it just escalate more problems.
Don't worry. We're coming back to that part of the conversation. We're coming back to that part.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ziggy. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. Ziggy from Festac is saying that he doesn't think that Simba's husband is ready for marriage. He doesn't think that Simba's husband is in the right frame of mind to understand what marriage is basically about. He thinks that the fact that he's going back to his parents means that he probably is not man enough, or he just doesn't really know what marriage entails, because disputes, disagreements are supposed to be settled between you and your wife, no third party, including your parents and her parents. So he's advising Simbona to talk to him, sit him down and talk to him, even if you've done that before, which she has done. She has done that, and he didn't care and told her clearly, they are my family. Okay, they're my family. So I will do whatever I want to do with them, and I'll tell them all the things I need to tell them because they are my family. Forgetting that she is his immediate family, even before his family with his parents, because that's it. That's how it works when two people get married. So Ziggy is saying basically just try and talk to him, make him understand. Hopefully that works. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, are you there?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. Please, what's your name?
Yeah, this is Chris. This is from Ogba.
Chris from Ogba. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. You too.
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, very quickly, Chris, let's get to the point. What is your advice for Sumbo?
My advice to them is, I think there are two of them, they're all adults. Not everything that happens that they will run to the parents. They could be able to settle the issue, whatever may be the issue between themselves instead of running to the parents. So I think the adults, and if they and the lady in question, if there is anything that is doing that's causing the problem, she should stop it, and they should think, they should consult themselves. There are no more kids. Okay, so supposing that the parents are not in Nigeria, would they be calling about the fact that they have issue in Nigeria here? So they're able to settle the issue. Yeah.
Okay. This isn't by the idea either. He's saying that regardless of the situation, they're both adults. They have both committed to this marriage, committed to each other, and they should stick to that commitment and settle disputes among themselves or between themselves without informing or exposing themselves to the third party's point of view. He's saying, what if their parents are not in Nigeria? Will they keep calling every 10 minutes to be telling them everything that's going on in their family? Because if when I reason to matter self, if you think if they know this country, true. And this must, and say credit to the call abroad, it costs past the one to the call Nigerian number. So every 10 minutes, they call and say, this is what my wife said. That's the way she talk. That one where I don't give you update before saying that so she talk. Now she don't talk another one. So I want to lay this one on top of that old one where she talked before. Can't tell her saying that so she they do. Then those ones will can't call her back with their Abroadian number. Call her back from Nigeria, tell and say, my son, don't tell me, say one thing, you do this, you do that. And I want to tell you will be our wife now. Say me, they do that kind of thing. They do say me, they do. But the part now with Chris's advice is where he says, even she, whatever she's doing that he doesn't like, she should stop doing. Now, disputes and disagreements and misunderstandings will always occur in marriages. Does that mean that she should be walking on eggshells around him? She cannot make any mistakes because there's always the risk of him going to talk to his parents about it? Isn't marriage supposed to be, I got your back, you got my back, let's work together? So what is your advice for Sumbo? Call 07000 917 917 and please keep your advice short, simple, and constructive. Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling.
My name is Larry, calling from Kitchi.
Larry, thank you for calling. Is this your first time calling Adult Conversations?
Yeah, I'm the first time caller.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's for you. Thank you very much. Yes, please go ahead. What's your advice for Sumbo?
My advice for Sumbo is very simple. Their marriage should be kept between themselves, just like the previous caller has been said. And it's very obvious, I'm sorry to say this, the husband, since he's the only child, he seems like a mama's boy, which is understandable.
he has a relationship with his parents. But at the same time, he's married now. So my advice to somebody is just for her to talk to him the way they said, and if he doesn't listen, she should talk to somebody he respects more that he listens to aside from the parents. Somebody that the husband does listen to, as in he respects the person. So, and if that doesn't work, he should be reminded of the implication, because he can forgive his wife sooner or later, but the parents, knowing every issue that happens, they probably won't forgive her everything. So that's my advice for her.
Thank you very much, Larry. Thank you for calling. Okay, so Larry is saying that the first thing would be to talk to somebody he respects. Talk to him, let him know that this is not right. We're not supposed to be talking to other people about issues between us. And if he doesn't still understand, because I was about to point out that, she has had this conversation with him. But then he went on to say, if he doesn't understand that and keeps going, then it's okay to talk to somebody that he respects other than his parents, to talk to that person, so that maybe if that person talks to him, he can listen and understand that there are consequences for this type of thing, and that he should stop doing it. He should stop putting his wife in that position. And then if that doesn't work as well, she should make him see that these things are they are not so good in the long run, particularly because if they forgive each other and everything goes well between both of them, if they forgive her for all the faults that they've had before, if he forgives her, she forgives him, they're both good and everything's okay, you cannot say that the family, that's his parents now, will forgive her as well for all the things that they have heard her do from his mouth, So that would always put a wedge between their relationship, and it's not going to work out well at the end of the day. So Larry is saying, these are the things I think you should do, and let's see how that goes. Now, is talking really just the only way around this? Because she has tried talking to him. Talking to him is not really changing anything. Is talking to him the only way around this? Isn't there a way that his mind can be rearranged, for lack of a better expression, rearranged to understand that when you get married, your conversations, your issues, the good and the bad, a lot of that should be in between both of you, you and your spouse, and you and your spouse alone. He doesn't seem to understand that. Sounds like a good guy, but he doesn't quite seem to understand that. Isn't there something that can be done to drum that into his head over and over again so that he can understand this? Is there not a lesson that he can learn, an example, something that can teach him that it's wiser not to tell your business out there, particularly to your parents, who will now call her and caution her on the subject? Is there nothing that can be done about that? Because if it's just talk to him, she has talked to him, that's not changing anything. So what next? Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Welcome. This is Joy from Lagos.
Joy from Lagos. Where are you calling from in Lagos, Joy?
I'm from Solo.
Okay. Is this your first time calling?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, let's get to it. What is your advice to Soomto?
You see, when it comes to the issue of marriage, make sure that you respect. Okay, in this case, the one going to meet his parents, tell them everything that's been happening between he and me.
Yes.
Now, if married, they've left their parents to come up and make this thing work out. How are they supposed iron issues between them. The mom is taking it out of their house. Okay? Now they are together. Their issues ought to within them. They reconcile. If there's anything they did to each other, they come together. If there's need for them to apologize to each other, they should try and make the marriage work. I really don't know what exactly is going on in our marriage, but I'm speaking as a coach.
Okay, but this is something that the husband is doing. This is not something that Soomto is doing. This is something solely that her husband is doing. Yes, okay, but what you're saying now, what you've said so far is that they should work together on sorting out their issues together.
Yes.
Soomto doesn't have any direct issue that is causing this. She's okay. She's okay with working it out, but her husband is her husband is the one who seems to be going to his parents for everything. So how can they work together and get him to stop doing that?
There's need for re-engineering of his mind to let him know that this is both of them. They need to work things out. This is a marriage. We have agreed to come together, and when we've agreed to come together, we need to work things out. Let him know.
How do they re-engineer his mind? Because I agree that that's the solution. But what's the how? How does that process occur? Oh, I really wanted to hear the answer to that one, because she hit the nail on the head when she said re-engineering of his mind. And that's actually what I meant to say when I said rearranging. So yes, re-engineering of his mind is important. It's critical, because this is just 4 years into their relationship or their marriage, because they're married. 4 years into their marriage, just 4 years, and they have just one child. Now imagine if they want to have more children, they want to stay together for longer, because that's the hope and that's the idea behind marriage. Is this what she's going to have to face forever? Is this what she's going to have to subject herself to every single day, at every single turn, as long as his parents are still living and breathing? Is this something she's going to have to take? So that re-engineering of his mind is extremely needed, extremely needed. How does that process occur? How does that process occur? How does he get to that point where his mind is re-engineered and he knows better? Hello, good evening.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Marlene calling from Ibadan.
Your name again, please.
Yes.
What's your name again, please?
My name is Marcel. Let me say Marcel. Marcel, calling from Ibadan.
Okay, thank you so much, Marcel. Is this your first time calling?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Please go ahead.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
This is not easy at all. It's a very critical issue. If you got married to a man who cannot keep secrets, it's very difficult. Imagine people saying that they should take it to a friend who will listen to. Then I take it to that friend. But I must assure you that even if you take it to that friend who will listen to, when issue occurs again, you will be the one to rush to that friend and say, come and see Joe, you that always side her. She has started again. If the parents cannot stand and caution that guy, say, you people have got married, leave us alone. Learn how to settle your issues within yourself. This cannot just stop like that. And another one to that girl, she should know her stand and try to talk to the man as a wife. Let him understand that he is the husband to him, that they have not gotten married. And if the issue didn't stop, if the girl is a Christian, let me say, let him meet the priest. If he's a Catholic or an Anglican, let him meet the Reverend Father. If she's a Pentecostal, let him meet the pastor and table the issue of pastor. Before the guy in order and caution them. That is why before in my church, like Catholic, I don't know about other. Before you go into marriage, there is what is called marriage class. So the guy, they will train the guy and tell the guy the things to do and things not to do in terms regard relationship.
Well, Marcel, let me say one thing. You said she shouldn't talk to a friend that he respects, because if they have issues now, that one will go back to that friend and say, this person where they support that time, she don't come again. No. You said that, right?
Exactly.
Now, don't you think that will still be the case if they talk to their pastor or their priest? Wouldn't that still be the case? Wouldn't the guy still just take the matter to their pastor at every point in time?
You know, some people have respect to the man of God.
Yes, but if the man of God is giving them audience, if the man of God is giving them, he's listening to them, he's listening to the issues, he's trying to sort it out. This person sounds like he needs somebody to always talk to. And if he goes to the man of God and the man of God sits them and they both sits both of them down and talks to them, he does that, everything is okay. If they have issues, this guy sounds like he would most likely go back to that man of God, who would now call his wife again, and then we are doing back to square one. So the thing you didn't do with your parents, you didn't want to do with your friend, now you're doing it with man of God. That's one. Two.
You know, what I said man of God is that it will be coupled with prayer.
Yes, I understand that. I understand that. But that doesn't, the part of prayer does not necessarily take away. And that I understand that, but that does the part of prayer does not necessarily take away the fact that this guy will consistently still be going to meet this man of God on their matter. You know, so rather than learn how to not do that, he's just moving it from one person to another. In this case, this another is the man of God. So the second thing I wanted to say now is marriage classes are just like regular classes where you sit down, they teach you. It all depends on whether you will learn it or not. So after they tell you everything you need to know, there's no way to test it. In fact, that's the difference between marriage classes and regular classes. There are exams for regular classes, but with marriage classes, they cannot test whether you've really learned those things that they've taught you. So the only way to practice those things is in your marriage. And if they've taught you, but you didn't learn it, we are going back to square one within those marriages. So where does the re-engineering of his mind, where does that reconstruction happen? Because that seems to be the major thing that is missing with this man.
That's why a marriage is where you collect certificates before going to prove it. Marriage is where you collect certificates before going to prove it. In order to like prove, you have to go through the process before you get your certificate. But you have to collect your certificate before you prove it. So the guy must try to prove that he has learned what they taught him in marriage class after everything.
Thank you so much, Marcel. Thank you for calling. All right. So you heard what she said. Firstly, don't talk to anybody he respects. Or at least she's not proposing that that's the best option. And she's saying this because if you talk to somebody that he respects now, and that person listens to him and gives him advice, and hopefully he stops doing that, gives him advice, and hopefully he stops doing that. When there's any other issue, he will go back to that person and say, you said I should stop talking to my parents. I've stopped talking to them now. But this woman is doing this, she's doing this, she's doing that. And I need somebody to talk to. And now I'm talking to you. So it has moved from his parents to this man. She doesn't recommend that you do that. But she's saying if you're a Christian, you need to talk to your priest or your pastor. And to me, I asked the same question. Okay, so the thing you don't want to repeat with the other man, with the other person that he respects, the other woman, that's what he's going to be repeating with the pastor. And, and finally she said, this is the reason why marriage is just that one school that you get your certificate before you go into school, before you prove anything. That's the difference. So she's basically still saying, talk to your pastor And let's see how that goes. Coupled with prayers, let's see the change that makes. This is 4 minutes past the hour of 10 on Your Women Radio, WFM 91.7. My name is Soomto Titilayo Ajanma, and we're profiling the story of Soomto. 34. She's married to a husband who's 37. They've been married for 4 years and they have a son together. Now she's asking, how do you handle a son who reports everything to his parents? Her husband is an only child and he reports every single little issue that they have to his parents. And his parents now call Soomto and then they start to caution her over these matters. And she's saying this has been the pattern in their house and she's frustrated and she's tired of it. So what should she do? Call the number 07000 917 917 07000 917 917 for the opportunity to give advice to Soomto. Also, you can send a text or a WhatsApp message on 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Thank you for calling.
This is Robert.
All right, Chris, sharp, because you don't call before.
Yes. Please, this is a family issue. I don't support the idea of calling to pastor, to friends, for an advice on what to do. So the only thing I can tell the woman should go to her own parents directly and report the issue to them. Then the woman's parents will not go to the in-law of the parents of the guy, so that they will not call the guy to the in-law of the parents of the guy, so that they will not call the guy and not together. The guy will not. The guy will not take the issue. So two of them will settle the issue on down between the two parents. They will be able to solve the problem out. I don't put the idea of pastor calling friends for family issue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. Okay. Well, this is a message coming in from Lily from Ijishaga. Lily says, good evening, all. You should know you married the only son. Just know that most of them believe like that. Just know that his mommy's pet and he's the only son. Is this the way he has been pampered? It's the way he has been pampered in the house before he got married. So the pampering is what you're seeing now. Every little issue he will run to mom. That is over pampering. Okay. Michael from Ikorodu is saying, good evening. Madam Simbo, you need to talk to your husband one-on-one. I believe he's matured enough to listen to you as a husband. Reporting you to your in-law isn't polite. You guys can settle your differences without third party involved. If you were the one reporting him, how will he feel? Good question. Thank you very much, Michael. All right, so there was a message I read earlier here that made me want to ask a different line of questioning. I haven't found it, but when I do, I'll get it out. Larry from Keto is saying, hi, I think Simba should talk to his hubby, to her hubby about sorting the issue within themselves without involving the parents. And if he continues, he should let his close friends know about it to talk to him. He's a mama's boy, so he should be reminded of some of the implications. He might forgive his wife later, but his parents won't, knowing every issue. All right. Thank you very much for that. I will be reading Facebook messages in a bit. Please keep the calls and messages coming in. Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you. My name is Mike. Calling from Magboro.
Mike from Magboro. Is this your first time calling?
Yes, my first time calling.
Thank you so much. Please go ahead. What is your advice for Soomto? Hello, Mike. Okay, you're there. Hello, Mike. Are you there? Please try to call back. Now, when you call in, please make sure to turn down the volume. We really need that so that we can have a smooth flow of conversation. Make sure to turn down the volume of your radio so that we can flow when we speak over the phone. All right. Also, keep your advice short, simple, and constructive. Keep it short, simple and constructive. It's very important that you keep it short, simple, and constructive so that we can talk to as many people and Sumbo can get all the advice that she needs tonight. So I'm going to go on Facebook and take some of the messages off of Facebook and then we continue the conversation. You can still call in to 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also send a text or WhatsApp message 073 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Benjaz is saying he's doing the right thing for his own security and the security of his family. He's only reporting what you did to him, not he's lying about it. So next time you have issues with him, try to apologize immediately so he will not go and report to his parents. Okay. Well, that is one way to look at it. That is one way to look at it. But they're married. They're in a marriage, and it's not every time you do something to the next person that you feel they need to apologize. You just have to find a way to work it out. You know, sometimes you will say sorry last, but at that time you don't feel like it. You just don't feel like it because you're standing on I'm right, he's wrong, she's right, I'm wrong, and all that long story. So is it every single time that they have issues that he will go and report? Because this is a marriage, going to be married for a long time. So is it every single time that they have issues that he will go and report? Is it every time that she does something that he will go and report? And when he's reporting, is he only reporting what she did and not talking about what he did? Just asking. Tombra report says, hello, Symbol. First things first, you should understand the bond between he and his parents. Knowing that he's okay, this is a long message. I'll be right back. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, are you there? Okay, please call back if you can. Call back if you can. All right, I'm going to rush through this message after I take this call. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello. Okay, again, taking this message. Understand that first. However, nobody can change this attitude except you, not even his parents, because you both stay with each other in the same house. Most men grow up being baby boy to their parents. So no matter the age, that's not their fault. In most cases, it's the way they were raised, and most of them grow without making their own decisions in life. No offense, just trying to make a point. I don't believe in men seeing a counselor, or rather, I will advise you to pay a visit to his father and have a deep conversation with him concerning your husband. Explain to him how his son reacts to family issues when it arises. An experienced and loving father would always sit down and advise his children to do the right thing. But there's a role you have to play too. You would have to do the working until he sees reasons to do what he's supposed to do as a husband. I wish you well. Deep conversations with his father. So maybe his father can teach him how to be a husband, how to keep issues between himself and his wife alone. But on one hand, this is such a valid response. On the other hand, this guy must have gone to talk to his parents, inclusive of his father now, about so many different issues in the past. How has his father not thought to let him know that this reporting of issues is wrong? How has his father not thought to let him know that? Well, in this case, this person is saying, Tombra is saying that Sumbo herself should go and talk to his father and let his father see reasons why he should teach her husband to keep issues between them. So that's one. I'll take this call and come back to the Facebook messages. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please tell me your name and where you're calling from. Please tell me your name and please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is David.
David,
I'm calling from Lagos.
Thank you.
So I want to write message. Can I write message with this number?
No. If you want to send a text or a WhatsApp message, send it to 0703. I'm reading you a new number now. Is there somewhere you can put it?
Okay.
0703
Mm-hmm.
175
Okay.
65
Okay.
37.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay. Now, going back to the Facebook messages, this one is coming in from Mama Kingsley. Mama Kingsley says, it's better to report to his parents than to beat a woman or vice versa. D. Olatunde says, look for those professional marriage counselors. Take him there. They will counsel him properly. Also, make his parents your friends. This is so deep. Thank you so much. Nicholas Isaac Soporichi says, all this complaint they pay me. When you did it and you know see all these things, we shall no go allow you to make good decisions. But then you marry, expect a miracle. All right. That is just wrong. That is just wrong. I needed to read that just to show you that some people will still keep making judgmental messages regardless. And this is the last time I'm reading a message that is filled with condemnation and judgment. This is the last time. If you can't stay, if you can't stay and make your point without being judgmental, without being unnecessarily rude to people, then just maybe you shouldn't just make any comment. All right. The next one is coming from Make Agor. Make is saying, you see where the issue lies. Only son, so just bear with him. Do your best to please him. And the last report him to his parents when I get issues. So she's saying, Make is saying, report him to the way he's reporting you. Okay. Olawale Peter Ayeni is saying, it is always like that. You need to live with it until God intervenes. Is it really always like that, though? Is it really? Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello. Okay, please do well to call back. Yes. So I was talking about the fact that is that really the best thing to do? Is that really the best thing to do? Okay, so I'm just going to Oh, okay. There's a message coming in, but it doesn't have anything to do with adult conversations. I'll read that later on. All right, this is 17 minutes past 10 on Your Women Radio, WFM 91.7. Adult conversations where we share real life issues and discuss matters relating to the heart is where we're at right now. And tonight we're talking about Sumbo's story. Sumbo is telling us that she's 34, she's a trader. Her husband is 37, he's an engineer. They've been married for 4 years with a son. They've been married for 4 years with a son, and he keeps taking their issues to his parents because he's an only child. He keeps taking their issues to his parents, and then his parents will now call her and start telling her, "Oh, don't do this, don't do this." They'll start cautioning her basically, and now she's saying, "I'm tired of this pattern. I'm tired. I'm tired, and it's frustrating. What do I do?" And that's where all your advice comes in. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello? Okay. Well, I really thought there was somebody else at the end of the line. That's why I kept saying hello. I thought that maybe there was a challenge with network and then there was okay. Well, there's not much to say about that. Um it's currently an issue about that. Um it's currently an issue with a lot of different couples. They have different issues, but um in this particular situation, let me put it that way, in this particular situation, it is a big deal because somebody is frustrated. She's frustrated, she doesn't like it, and she doesn't know what to do or how to do it. So, well, Hopefully, she makes headway while she's trying to do that. 19 minutes past 10, your Women Radio, WFM 91.7. Now, why does anybody have to involve somebody he respects, pastors? And why does that have to be the case, though? I have to ask that. Why does it have to be, those people? Anyway, focusing on these serious things. This is somebody who keeps telling his parents everything, including when they have issues. This is not the best of ways to communicate something. This is not the best of ways at all. So just cue it and I'll take it from there. Okay. So this is a whole thing. This is 20 minutes past 10, by the way. This is a whole thing because I'm really interested in if this is how men do as well after they get married. I initially thought rather that it was just a little bit enclosed space where we can do um a nice cozy situation basically. And I wasn't expecting that, so I'm definitely thankful. All right, well, maybe we should just get deep into business and why we're here basically. And the reason we're here is because somebody is tired. She's tired, she's frustrated, she doesn't know what to do. And it all goes back to when did this start? And she's start, and excuse me, there's no start time for this. It looks like this until she got married to him, and now we're, like, this is something she didn't really know until she got married to him,